provisionales de la... Sí, pues qué bien, ¿no?
Bonjour, vous m'entendez? Non,
Oui, Khadidja, oui, c'est bon.
je sais pas si ça marche du coup.
Oui, Khadidja, vous m'entendez? Allô, vous m'entendez, Khadidja?
Bonjour Angela, est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Oui,
Parce que moi j'entends
oui, je
rien.
vous entends. Vous m'entendez pas?
Alors attendez.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
It was my mic.
Hello, hi everybody. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you. Greetings from Lithuania.
Greetings from Romania. Hello. Hi everybody.
Greetings from Croatia.
Well received, thank you.
Buenos días.
Y nosotros contamos como dos.
Good morning from Spain.
Hi, Mera, from Corfu, Greece. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, buenos días.
No, questo è per parlare in inglese.
Hola, buenos días. Ciao a tutti.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning,
good
everyone.
morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Angela Seca, and I am pleased to welcome you on behalf of Jit Tipan, coordinator of the Erasmus Plus project Intergeneraction. Thank you all for joining us today from different countries across Europe. I've heard Romania, Lithuania, Spain, Italy, France, Greece, so many countries. Sorry for not mentioning all of them, but thank you all for being here. As we are a lot, we will cut the microphone for you. So we will let only speakers and the partners to present and to talk. But of course, if you have any question, if you have any comment, you can share it on the chat. Please also note that this webinar is being recorded and that the recording may be shared after the event. So if you don't want to be recorded, you can just cut off the camera. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce today's program. So today's agenda. So we will start with a short presentation of the Intergeneraction project and why this topic matters. Then 4 experts from France, Portugal, Italy, and Spain will share concrete experiences and practical approaches to managing multi-generational and gender diverse workplaces. Afterwards, we will present the main results and tools developed throughout the project before ending with an interactive networking session where you will have the opportunity to exchange experiences and ideas with other participants. So our objective, our goal by the end of today's webinar is that you will live with a better understanding of the challenges organizations are facing, managers are facing, and discover practical solutions that can be applied in your own context and make valuable connections, of course, with professionals from across Europe. Great. So let's move to the first part, the first session of this webinar. So what is Intergeneraction? Intergeneraction is an Erasmus Plus cooperation partnership project bringing together organizations from France, like GIP-FIPAN, from Spain as Poderio and FEPC, from Italy with Antares, and Portugal from Portugal, with the proportional message. So you will see the presentation in a few minutes. Although our organizations come from different countries and sectors, we all share the same ambition to help organizations build more inclusive workplaces by addressing the combined challenges of gender equality and intergenerational collaboration. Throughout the project, we have worked together to identify current challenges, collect good practices, and develop practical resources that organizations can use to strengthen inclusive leadership and improve collaboration between employees and different generations. Later in today's webinar, you will discover these resources in more detail during the project results presentation. So, why is this topic important? Why this topic is so relevant in today's organizations? First, for the first time in history, 4 generations are working together in many organizations. Baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, and Generation Z all bring valuable experience, different expectations, communication styles, and ways of working. These differences can be a real strength, but only if organizations know how to manage them effectively. At the same time, gender equality remains an important workplace challenge. Although significant progress has been made, gender stereotypes and unconscious biases still influence recruitment, career development, leadership opportunities, and everyday workplace interactions. When gender and generational differences intersect, organizations may face even more complex situations that require truthful and inclusive management. Finally, last point, diversity alone is not enough. Having people from different generations and backgrounds in the same organization does not create inclusion. It's not enough. We should move from diversity to inclusion. Organizations also need inclusive leadership, open communication, mutual understanding, and practical tools that enable everyone to contribute and feel valued. This is precisely the vision behind the Intergeneraction project. So, after this short introduction, let's move to the expert panel. And for this, I will leave the floor to Anastasia from Antares, that she will introduce them before their presentation.
Thank you, Angela. Good morning and welcome to everyone. So today we have the pleasure to have 4 international speakers here with us for this our European webinar. First of all, we will welcome here Khadidja Guebache-Mariass from CIDFF 06 from France. She works closely with companies to promote gender equality in the workplaces. and she will share today practical insights integrating more inclusive and equitable workplaces. So welcome, Khadidja. I leave you the floor with the presentation.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank you, Angela, and all the GPFIPAN teams for this invitation and for giving us the opportunity to present the EgaliPro program, as well as the work carried out on the ground by the CEDFF network in PACA region, in south of France, on gender equality and the prevention of sexist and sexual violence in the workplace. I'm very pleased to present EgaliPro, a project that promotes gender equality at work and supports women's professional inclusion. Excuse me, I just need to do something. The question that we are trying to answer today, it's why gender equality is still an issue in 2026. Why are we still talking about it? We can see that despite legislative and social progress, inequalities between women and men remain deeply rooted in corporate culture and daily professional practices. Because gender stereotypes influence career choices, access to employment, and professional recognition. Women are still face sexism and microaggressions that undermine their confidence and participation at work. And inequality persists despite progress made. EgaliPro addresses these realities through awareness raising, practical tools, and close collaboration with companies and support professionals. Just a few words about our program. As I say, I don't know if I say it, but EgaliPro, it's overall goals, it's to help women in vulnerable situations broaden their career choices and improve their reception in companies. This is le premier volet that we say in French. At the same time, it raises awareness among companies and professionals about gender equality, the prevention of sexism and sexual violence at work, and the identification of domestic violence. The impact of gender stereotypes at work. What we can see, it's that stereotypes define what it's considered appropriate work for women or men. We can still often women are still often associated with care, social work, reception, or administrative roles, while men are more easily linked to technical jobs, construction, transport, or leadership positions. We also still hear ideas such as women are less available for management because of family responsibilities, or men are more legitimate when they take decisions. So those stereotypes may seem harmless, but in reality, they influence recruitment, access to training, promotion, and confidence at work. They have a real impact. They guide training. They actually reproduce inequalities from the very start of working life. And they also have concrete consequences on career path. The representations, these are representations that we can see when we we work with women, we can see that those representations affect self-confidence, and which it has an impact to access to training and promotion and team dynamics. Am I understandable? I'm sorry for my English. Yes. Okay.
Khadidja, can you just
yes.
tell us which is your slide so we can put the presentation? Sorry, there was a technical problem at the beginning of your presentation.
Okay, I want. Okay, I thought that it was okay for the presentation. I'm actually on slide number 4.
Which is the impact of gender stereotypes at work?
Yes, the impact
Okay,
of
perfect.
gender stereotype at work.
Perfect. Thank you. You can go
Yes.
ahead. Sorry for the interruption.
You're welcome. So how, I said that there is an impact of the stereotype. So that is why Egalipro process practical actions with companies. And the starting point is often a needs assessment so that we can understand the company's current practices and identify priorities. Then the project offers awareness sessions for employees, managers, and leadership teams on stereotypes, sexism, and domestic violence at work. This session can include interactive activities and discussion time to make the subject easier to understand and more engaging for them. Another important action is opening the company to women we support. This can take the form of workplace visits, mentoring or sponsorship, job shadowing, testimonials from professionals, or short internship. These activities help women discover different jobs, build confidence, and expand their professional network. For companies, it's also an opportunity to diversify recruitment and strengthen their commitment to equality. Egalipro does not stop at awareness raising, even if the most activity. Companies are invited to sign a shared commitment charter and become partners in the project. This is how we work with the companies on this subject. We also pay attention to, and I am in the slide 5. We also pay close attention to microaggressions and everyday sexism in the workplace. Is it okay for you? Slide microaggressions and everyday sexism.
Yes, here we are.
Okay, thank you. So what is a microaggression? It's the repeated acts, remarks, and behaviors, often unintentional, that convey the meaning messages towards women. Mostly the microaggressions are, or the daily sexism is difficult to name or to prove, but they accumulate and create a climate of exclusion and disrespect at work. And those behaviors deeply affect the well-being, motivation, and self-confidence of those who experience them. They harm participation, career progression, and quality of life at work. So we, with Egalipro, the CDFF, organize workshops, help companies identify all forms of everyday sexism and better support witnesses and victims. By recognizing these behaviors, this behavior is the first step toward building a respectful and inclusive working environment. And finally, we also work with the companies on domestic violence. Domestic violence must also be understood as a workplace issue, because it's not stop at the front door. It can continue throughout different form. Phone calls, messages, digital surveillance, or the presence of the violent partner near the workplace. In this context, the workplace can become an important point of contact for protection and referral. The role of the company is not to replace specialist support services, but to listen, inform, and orient the person toward the right professional. Because the domestic violence can have a real daily impact on the persons, on the victims, stress, fatigue, fear, and absenteeism. So the domestic violence, when they enter the professional sphere, that it can have a very important impact of the efficiency of the work for the victims. So to conclude, I can say that EgaliPro and the work that we do shows that equality at work is not only a principle, but also a concrete way to prevent exclusion and violence. If we want safer and more inclusive workplace in Europe, we need shared awareness, practical tools, and cooperation between organizations and partners. Thank you for your attention, and sorry for English. I would like to end this session maybe with a question or two questions. If gender equality is a fundamental condition at work, what is the first step your company or organization can take today? How can companies move from awareness to real protection for employees facing sexism, microaggressions, or domestic violence? Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Khadidja. It's very useful information for us. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us. And now we go to the next speaker from Portugal. And here is with us Daniela Bastos. I leave the floor to her with the next presentation.
Thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yes,
okay,
we can hear you.
Perfect. So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm Daniela. I'm the HR coordinator at a chemical company that is based in Switzerland, but we have teams in Portugal, where I'm based, and we have teams as well in Canada. So in my role, what I'm going to bring today is in my role, I have the opportunity to work with colleagues from different nationalities, cultures, generations, and different professional backgrounds. And this multicultural environment gave me, as HR, experience to see how people from different generations interact, collaborate, and even have different expectations in the workplace. So today I will share some of my observations from these 3 countries that I'm working with, and practical HR initiatives that help us to create a more collaborative and inclusive work environment. But I just want to highlight, it is very important that these are my personal observations based on my HR experience. They are not intended to generalize entire countries or cultures, but rather to share patterns that I found during this time, okay? Okay, so managing multi-general teams across these 3 countries. Portugal, Switzerland, Canada, 2 in Europe, and the other one, different continent. But although each country has its own cultural context and ways of working, HR principles remain the same for the 3 countries. So basically, regardless their age, gender, or background, what employees really want, everyone, we want to feel respected, we want to feel supported, and we want to feel valued and treated fairly. So this is how we try to work on. However, okay, cultural influence how generations communicate, how they see the management, how quickly they expect to progress, and how comfortable they are sharing their knowledge, expertise, or even giving feedback. Here, the leadership style makes all the difference. So when we are looking for leaders or mentoring or managers, they need to understand that managers need to understand that what motivates each employee and adapt their communication without making any assumptions. So managers need to be completely free of bias. This is a work in progress always because we are human, but this makes a huge difference on the way the teams work together. And of course, communication. I feel like, and I have that experience, that many generational tensions or conflicts are not really about age itself, but it's more about the expectations that they have, the working ways, or even the ways that they express themselves. So that's why in communication, adapt communication to each one of them, it's very important. Okay, so I will share, the next slide, I will share some observations from these 3 countries, the good things and the practical actions that we implemented from an HR perspective, once again. Portugal. So Portugal, okay, so I forgot to say that this is a very specific sector, chemical and pharma. We work with scientists and researchers. So of course, different industries, we need to apply different strategies. But for Portugal, the personal relationships are very important in the workplace. So people tend to build trust before they collaborate together. So this is very important. And if they don't feel like they are part of the team, they leave. So this is something. More, one thing that I found is that the teams generally are very flexible in their day-to-day collaboration. So they help each other. If someone is needing for help, they are there to help everyone. There are different things because the younger employees prioritize the work-life balance. So while more experienced employees, what they are looking for is some stability and long-term commitment. And sometimes this causes tensions. So this is a problem. Regarding Switzerland, so Switzerland, we are in the city very near the border. So we have people from Italy, Germany, France, and here we see that they respect, there is a culture of respect for seniority, sorry. Why? Because the experience is seen as an added value. So they see that the senior employees or the experienced employees have the knowledge. The knowledge is an asset for the company. So there is a culture of respect. Very few conflicts regarding generations compared with other countries, of course. And regarding Canada, so this is the challenge one. I know this is to Europe, but this is the challenge one. Why? In Canada, okay, so we have a team that is completely, we have people 65, 63, and we have employees or team 23, 25. So there is a generation gap. And young people or the young employees are too ambitious. They want to grow fast. When they come to a company after 3 months, they are already asking for more responsibilities, progression, and this causes tension for those who are already there. They are senior, and this causes tension. And around the communication style is completely different. The feedback, which sometimes, again, create generation tensions. But, and the other thing is like the knowledge from the experienced employees they don't delegate and they don't share. They tend to keep everything for them. They have the expertise, but they don't share it, and they tend to work very alone and no interaction. It's done there in the team. So yeah, definitely we implement some things that I'm going to share now, but we try to create good practice to all the team in order to create a good or collaborate workplace environment. So what we have done so definitely Canada wasn't working. We are not there, so we really need a leader. So our priority was to find or recruit a site leader. Of course, scientific knowledge was important, but most important was the leadership, the mentoring, and the coaching skills. Because we wanted to build the trust between the team. We want to create an environment where everyone felt heard and respected. That was the main thing. Just to let you know that this happened, the site leader is already there since January. The team completely changed the way they work. They work together. They go out together. This was something that wasn't happening at all. So this is very important. That's why I'm going to say it again. Leadership styles makes all the differences. For the rest of the team, of course, this apart not being so many issues, but we continue to training once a month. We are getting together with the middle management in order to provide training regarding the topics, these topics and other topics, in a way that they can work on that. We do role play exercise, and the goal here is really that we want them to share with their team all the skills that they have, and make them feel more or make them work effectively with colleagues of different generations and culture. And this works very well as well. And another thing that we have implemented, and it's a very simple thing, but it's a very powerful thing, that is called gratitude in action. So we try to encourage people to say thank you, a simple thing, and thank you to recognize a colleague's contribution. Thank you for celebrating positive actions. Thank you for, because I'm very down today and you came with a simple word and make my day. And this is working very well. Why? This helps us to strengthen our trust, improve the collaboration in the workplace, and create a more inclusive workplace culture. So this was a very simple thing, but it's making the difference. And people think, and people are there and they think about what they are doing. Okay, so from an HR perspective, I'm always at the end, but from an HR perspective, I feel that the key to reduce these generational gaps is creating a culture where everyone feels valued, once again, valued, respected, encouraged to learn from each other. I know that this is easy to say, hard to do, but we are getting there, definitely. We have to say this more times just to remember people that we are here. So I would like to finish and leave you with 2 questions. It's on the next slide, but I can say it. So have you seen, I'm going to read it. So have you seen improvements in how companies address these age and gender related topics in the workplace in the recent years? Where there been progress and where are there still gaps? So thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Daniela. And now we continue our journey across Europe with the next speaker representing Italy. And she's Vola Marosova from Donne for Peace. And we really welcome here her presentation. Okay. So Vola, I'm sharing. Vola, are you able to connect? Otherwise, we go through the next speaker. She's Andan Akarsu, and then we can.
Sorry, Anastasia. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So, hi, Vola.
My microphone was
welcome.
off.
Welcome. So let's start. Okay.
Yes. I'm waiting for the presentation. I was speaking and then I understood that you cannot hear me.
Thank you, Vola. Okay. Here we are. Okay.
Well, hello to everybody. And it's a real pleasure to be here today. I'm a president of Donne for Peace, the reality that was born 4 years ago with the Ukrainian war. And I would like to start with a simple question. What kind of world are we creating when half of humanity still faces barriers to the leadership? Gender equality is often seen as a women's issue. Well, we can see with the Ukrainian conflict, a lot of women flew the war. So I really understood that it is. But I believe that it is a leadership issue. Because when talent cannot grow, everyone loses. Through my work with Donne for Peace, I have met women who arrived in Italy from Ukraine because of war, and many were teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, doctors, managers. And their knowledge had not disappeared. Their experience had not disappeared. Their leadership had not disappeared. What is disappeared? It was the opportunity to show it. That is why I believe gender equality is not only about fairness. It's about recognition talents. Talents, wherever it exists. It can be in shadow, it can be in difficulty, it can be not so clear to see. And the responsibility from the other side is to put the light. Anastasia, we are on slide 5, the reality we face, please. No, yes, please. Okay, still stay here, please. So the reality we face. Also, we had made important progress, but many barriers still remain. And women are still underrepresented in leadership positions. We are speaking a lot about this, yes, in Europe. It's a main topic. And many continue to balance professional responsibilities with family care. And cultural stereotypes still influence opportunities. One sentence says it all. Talent is equally distributed. Opportunity is not. The challenges is making sure that talent has not opportunity to grow. So the question is, what kind of leadership do we need today? And redefining a leadership, I believe it's changing, it's muting, it's evolving. in a very teeny way. In the past, leadership was often about authority, hierarchy, and control. Today, leadership is becoming something different. It's about influence, it's about trust, it's about listening. I'm listening to many women's, and this is my way of work in Donne for Peace. Women's in difficult conditions that have lost everything, and to be listened and to tell them your voice is matter is the first step to their leadership, to their trust, first of all, in ourselves. So it's about creating opportunity for others to grow. Inclusive leadership is not about having all the answers. You cannot help everybody. You cannot give instrument, but it's about creating an environment where different people can feel confident enough to contribute. Because when people feel respected and heard, they bring their best ideas. This is exactly why gender equality matters. So, why equality improves leadership? It's when different experiences are present at the table, organizations become stronger, innovation grows, decision-making improves, trust increases, and better decisions create better results. This is now about replacing men. It's about expanding perspectives, because diversity is not a threat. It's a greatest strength. For me, this is only this is not for me only theory. I experience this every day, and it's something I have experienced personally with all my trust and all my presence and with all my time. I dedicated my time for the last 4 years for the leadership quality and for recognition question. Recognition of professionals and talents in a different country, and to give opportunity to persons to be simply heard and seen. Anastasia, next, please. Yes. So we were talking about this transition, the traditional leadership, command and control. It's changing, not anymore about authority, not hierarchy and not control. It's about empathy. Create empathic atmosphere. I just reassume some bullet point of my previous words. Uniform perspectives, and to have best ideas, to bring best decisions, to guide us and organizations and companies to best results. Equality as a compliance, gender equality treated as a checkbox. Yes, women's issue to manage. It's about work and life balance. I think the other speakers will face this little matter, this little topic, so I leave it undiscovered. Can we go to the building a larger table slide? Anastasia, thank you so much. Okay. Well, this is about me, just a little piece. I came to Italy as a migrant woman. Like many people, I had to rebuild my professional life from the beginning. And today, through Donne for Peace and Jove, I work with women who are rebuilding their lives after migration, war, and difficult personal experiences. I have learned an important lesson. People don't grow because someone feels sorry for them. No. They grow when someone believes in them. And they do not need your pity. They do not need someone to save them. They need the opportunity. They need trust. And they need a chance to lead. This is why I believe gender equality is not about giving women a seat at the table. It's not only about that. It's about building a larger table where everyone can contribute, because the equality is not a destination, it's a foundation upon which a better future can be built. And thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for your time. The breakout question I will leave you with. It's, what's one door you can open for someone else's leadership?
Thank you very much, Bola Morozova from Donne for Peace, for your contribution and your practical expertise in this topic. So now we go to the next speaker, Handan Akarsu. She is a representative for Spain and also for Turkey. She's a professional coach, and her presentation, a coaching perspective on intergenerational and gender-based assumption. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for sharing this wonderful project and the opportunity with all. And I'm really happy to be here to share some of perspectives from my profession, also my personal experience, and also looking a bit to the what is saying the literature about the gender-based and intergenerational assumptions. And I would like to start with assumptions as a coach, that we like to speak about assumptions. Until now, the speakers, they spoke about gender equity, why it is important, how to create safe, empathic environments in workplace, how they're important. And I would like to contribute with simple but effective tools that can create this kind of environments, actually. And I would like to call them assumptions instead of stereotypes, biases that we are speaking all about, because when we start to think about them as assumptions, it's becoming less defensive, and we can focus more on what are the facts and what are the reality and what are the assumptions that they are in our head. And when we are speaking about managing conflict in workplace or in social field, whatever it is, we should acknowledge that the assumptions and stereotyping, bias, etc., they're automatic. They're coming from our personal experience, our culture, our history, and our ideas. And most of the time, also literature shows this, and also my own experience, we are not aware of our bias, our stereotypes. We acknowledge them as truths according to, as I said, our own experience. They are mostly personal, or they are coming from some ideology that we have. But as I said, I'm going to call them from now on as assumptions. And actually, they are kind of automatic, while curiosity is intentional. And when the change starts, always when a person starts to be curious about something. We are calling it awareness, and awareness coming first with a curiosity. Then you start to ask questions, and with better questions, actually you can be aware what's happening in reality. Because, first, we need to understand these assumptions that we have, or in the workplace culture, what are the assumptions in real, and then recognizing what are them exactly, what we are assuming about people or our workplace or our profession, etc. Then we are developing awareness about it by questions. And after the awareness, this is the first step. Of course, there are a lot to do. After the awareness, we should put our hands on the job, and we should start to build constructive conversations about this, what we are aware about. We can go to the other slide. Thank you. Here, I would like to speak about a bit about interactionism. Like, interactionism is saying to us this it's a method in psychology and sociology, and it's saying to us that we have some ideas, we have identity, and this identity developed through interactions with other people. How it is, like, think about, I have an idea about myself, no? And I'm thinking, I'm giving an example, I'm a hard worker person. But this identity, this thing I'm thinking about myself is not only shaped my idea, it shaped also what other people told me throughout the process while I was doing things. So the important thing is being aware of, I have an idea about myself, and other people that they are around me have other ideas about me. Sorry. And also, there is a fact that I have an idea about what other people they are thinking about me. And I'm bringing all these ideas in my workplace while interacting with other people. And think about how many different ideas they can be about me based on the experience that we share together. Someone can think, if I'm late to the meeting, someone can think I'm irresponsible. Someone has another experience that I'm punctual. But what say this about me? So actually, what is happening mostly in our interactions, we don't respond to the reality. We respond to our interpretation about reality. And this you can imply in gender or the generations. Like think about how many ideas we have about this Gen X, Gen Millennial, and Gen Z that we hear a lot, no? Like Gen Z is like that, Millennials, they are more like that, and they are all generalization. But I'm not trying to say they are negative. I mean, they are assumptions, they are there. And we all have assumptions, and it is a natural process because it's a mental shortcut, actually, to make our lives easier. We are trying to give meaning to things. So the meaning is making our life easier in some point. The important thing is we need to be aware of these meanings that we are giving, and if these meanings are responding to the facts or reality, or they are responding to the meaning we gave our assumptions. So how this is working in interactionism, we observe someone, we make sense of what we see, we react based on our interpretation about this person, and our response shapes our relationships. Because I'm acting towards in any kind of social interaction based on these load that I have behind me, all these ideas, all these assumptions, stereotypes, biases. So coaching here is helping us to ease the process of being aware of this and create some constructive interactions with people without giving meaning. This is good, this is bad, this is that, this is other thing, without labeling, okay? And we can go to the other slide. For example, we hear a lot also, I mean, based on our experience, we can think a lot of things. Like younger employees, they want rapid promotion without paying their dues, no? And it can be like they are not loyal, they want to go over the steps more quickly, they are more confident than millennials, they are asking directly what they want, they are saying what is not okay, very easily, very direct way, and they expect constant feedback and recognition. About older employees, we can say that they resist change. They don't want that the things are changing very rapidly. They are not competent in digital innovation. They are less interested in learning or developing new skills. They want to work as they were working 10 years, 20 years ago. We can have all these assumptions. And there are some gender-based assumptions that they are really widespread. And about women, now about women leaders, the startup owners, we hear a lot. She's too emotional to make difficult decisions. She is naturally better at supporting than leading. Or leading means you need to be harsh with people. No, you need to raise your voice. You need to put your weight on it. She may not want a demanding because of family responsibilities. She needs to prove herself more before taking on leadership. And for the man, it can be like he is naturally suited for real leadership. He should be confident and decisive. And if they are seeing a man emotional, it can create some problem. No, he is less comfortable expressing emotions. So emotions he's not showing. He should focus on results rather than relationships. These are the most common assumptions that we hear in the workplaces. But they are not facts. People, they are different. All of them, they are different. And it's not saying us, if you think clearly, they are not speaking about reality. It is about the glasses that each person they have. Also, they're about generalization. And we can go to the other slide. And what is another problem in the workplace conflicts, that we are not direct, because I mean, they are not saying to you that, oh, you are acting emotional because you're a woman, no? They cannot say this. It is not also politically correct. But they are giving you other feedbacks like, oh, would you like to take some break to calm down? No, because they're implying their assumptions on you. And then what's happening? Whatever generation you are or whatever gender you have, you are becoming defensive. And when some part is getting defensive and the feeling attacked, there is no room for moving forward. There is no room for dialogue. There is no room for constructive relationship. So the things are getting more difficult and more difficult. For example, they are saying, we are thinking like they are not ready yet. These young people, they are not ready yet to take responsibility. No, what people mean, they are too young to be trusted. She is very experienced. What can mean she may resist change, or they're ambitious. So, what is the idea behind? They expect rapid promotion. We can give a lot of examples on this point. So, for example, one of them I like a lot, I see a lot. She's not assertive enough. You need to be assertive to be convincing. So what is the idea behind leadership requires masculine behaviors? No, they should be more harsh. Or he is very direct. Directness is expected from men, not from women. Or like the speaker before me spoke about, she has a migrant background. I have the same experience, and I mean, they assume what is the assumption that I meet a lot as coming from Turkey, like you are not looking Turkish, you are not acting Turkish, and I don't know what does it mean looking as Turkish, because Turkey is a very big country. There are very different also biography, biology, etc. So, but the solution is not that getting angry about it or being upset or being offended. The point is mostly the intention is not negative. The intention is not bad. They are coming automatically. So the thing is they need to be aware of all these assumptions that they have. Also, maybe if we are working institutionally or in organizational level, the leaders or the human resources, they should be aware of the assumptions they are in that workplace to be able to solve them. So we should ask questions on this point, okay? It can be a good idea to ask questions and have some answers to decide an action plan towards if there is need of education, there is need of an experience out of workplace, there is need of coaching, there is need of what? Changing the culture, changing the assumptions in the workplaces. So what we do with coaching, because also people, they are getting defensive when you try to change their idea. No, they are convinced, they feel hurt, they feel offended. So when you say, no, what you're saying is not wrong, is not working most of the time, or you are trying to prove yourself, you are not the assumption that they have in their mind. However, it's not working most of the time because it's getting personal, the things. So for not making them personal, we should zoom out and we should make them be able to look from outside. And keeping in mind, as I said, the assumptions, they don't always mean bad. So we should give the culture in the workplace to the employees, to the leaders, to be aware always, to check, to understand what are their assumptions in the point. Like, we don't eliminate the assumptions in coaching. They are natural part of how we make sense of the world, and we all have, this is another thing we need to keep in mind. We all have assumptions, and they are not always accurate or facts. I'm not trying to say, for example, I'm not trying to say women, they are not disadvantaged in the workplaces. It's a fact that we are disadvantaged in the leadership or in the workplaces or in career manners. I'm trying to say that for changing this, we need to use some tools to change the assumptions, stereotypes of the people or the culture. And so what can be like, what made you think I'm too emotional? For example, this is one tool that I'm using a lot also in team coaching or leadership executive coaching. What made you think, which evidence you have for having this result, having this idea, no? And asking questions is making the people think more widely than getting it personal. So they are starting to think automatically, what are the evidence I have to think about this? So the questions shift our thinking from certainty to curiosity. Also, curiosity is mostly welcomed by people. Like, what made you think like this? What is the idea behind your comment on this matter? No? And then you can start to speak. And this is responding to the empathic environment also. So the important thing is listening to understand, not to confirm our assumption, not trying to respond, asking open questions instead of making quick judgments or like closed questions, being curious about different experiences and perspectives apart from their gender or their generations. And the goal is always collaborating. So creating psychological safety where everyone feels heard and respected. So these small shifts strengthen trust, improve collaboration, and reduce unnecessary conflict across generations and genders and other things that they can be subject of the workplace. So better questions means better conversations and more inclusive workplaces. And I would like to conclude my speech with a question. Like, think about recent workplace conflict, and to what extent was it shaped by assumptions about generations or gender? And what might have changed if curiosity had replaced those assumptions, and which questions you would ask to change this shift? Thank you very much all for listening.
Thank you very much. So thank you all to all our speakers. We go through the next session, and I'm going to introduce Sara Lopez from Proportional Message, that we will introduce very briefly because we have some minutes of delay on the agenda. We will introduce Intergeneraction project and the key outcomes and tools already available. So thank you. I leave the floor to Sara Lopez.
Good morning, everyone. As my colleague was explaining, we had a little bit of some technical issues and we are quite a little bit delayed. So I will try to be brief so that we can all head to the breakout session rooms for our networking session. Today, we just wanted to highlight some of the project overviews and present what we have been doing in Intergenderaction over these last almost 2 years. Firstly, it is important to highlight that this project was created as a practical project. So every resource that we have developed is based on a previous one. We wanted to make sure that all of the resources were guided by the same continuity line. Therefore, we started with a need analysis and a survey across all partner countries, where we tried to identify the main areas that we wanted to research and to develop. This allowed us to go into the research and assessment phase, and after this, the development of our learning outcomes, which I will develop a little bit more in the next slides. You can go to the next one. Thank you. The first step of this project was, as I mentioned, a survey across 4 European countries, Portugal, Spain, France, and Italy. And we collected over 200 responses from managers and team leaders, where we were able to identify the training needs that they experienced, specifically on intergenerational and gender-related challenges. This allowed us to identify our 6 priority areas, the 6 pillars of intergenderaction. Please change it. Thank you. These 6 pillars identified are diverse team composition, equity in pay and benefits, inclusive communication, values, priorities, alignment, flexible work policies, and inclusive organizational culture. All of these are our core foundation for this project in order to develop all of our future learning tools, which are the following in the next slide, please. In the first learning stage, we developed a self-assessment tool and a digital booklet. The self-assessment tool is a digital evaluation tool that any manager can use in order to make a self-reflection on how they are dealing and managing their teams, if they are inclusive or not, perhaps. You can find this available on our website. The second resource was a digital booklet, which is a research manual focused again on these 6 priority areas. It was a research with more depth into these areas. Then we went into the second learning phase, where we developed 24 podcast modules, 4 podcasts per each of the 6 identified areas. And this training system allows any professional to manage their diverse teams. In order to make it even more useful, we also created a digital accreditation system, which is our open badge certification that you can do again on our website. Please feel free to use it, and if you pass the test, you will gain a digital badge that you can use in your curriculum. The next stage was the development of our expert interviews, which actually most of our speakers were also present in these expert interviews, where we wanted to learn from these experts on topics such as conflict resolution, leadership, and gender perspectives. And finally, we headed to the final learning phase, which was the e-learning platform. This is a flexible online portal offering over 30 modular micro-learning assets, including multimedia resources such as videos, infographics, interactive quizzes that any person can take, employers, employees, managers, and again, it is free to download on our website. The next, thank you. And just to conclude, a very quick resume. As we can see, the intergeneration ecosystem, we have at the core the 6 priority areas that we identified in the very beginning of this project, which allowed us to create all of the following resources. But now the main objective for us is that people actually use them and that it can be useful for companies. So please, we incentivize everyone to go check our website, to explore these resources. They are all free and accessible in 5 different languages, and please provide us your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Now it's time to go through our networking sessions. We will be divided in separate rooms. So, Antonia, if you want to present briefly this part, we will start in
Hello,
1 minute.
hello everyone. Thank you, Anastasia. Now we'll move to the next part of our event, the networking session. In a few moments, we will split into different breakout rooms. Each room will have a facilitator who will guide the conversation and make sure that everyone has the opportunity to participate. Our facilitators today will be Angela Seca, Anastasia Mursenkova, Sara Lopez, Jose Carlos León, Andrea Núñez, Catarina Núñez, and myself. Once you are in your room, we will invite you to briefly introduce yourself. Please share your name, the company or organization you represent, your professional role or activity, and the country you are joining from. You are also welcome to share any additional information that you consider relevant, as well as what you're looking for, whether it is new contacts, potential collaboration, partnerships, or opportunities for knowledge exchange. The aim of this networking session is to help us to get to know one another, strengthen connections, encourage collaborations among participants from different countries, sectors, and organizations. After everyone has introduced themselves, if time allows, each group will discuss a question proposed by one of our speakers. We encourage everyone to participate actively, listen to different perspectives, and make the most of the opportunity to connect with fellow participants. We will have 25 minutes from now, and we look forward to seeing you in the breakout room.
Thank you, Antonia. So now we will go to our rooms.
Sorry, we are having problems in joining the breakout rooms.
Yes, I'm trying to sort it out. Give me 1 minute.
I'm so sorry, I can't join to group 6. Maybe now we are in group 6, no?
No, I'm from group one.
Because I tried to join and they are telling me, sorry. I tried 3 times. All of you are from the group 1?
No, I'm from group 6. No, I'm from group 5. I cannot go in.
I opened the groups, and you should have a message asking you to, if you want to participate to the group, and you should click on that.
I clicked on that and it just didn't work. So
Yeah, it's the same in my case. I clicked 3 times maybe, jumping from one room to another, but 0 result. Sorry.
Okay. A second.
Same here.
I'm so happy, but I am not alone. Sorry, it's problematic. But anyway, it's only one positive thing. Can you invite us again? Maybe it will be more successful.
It's not working, right?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. Just to make sure.
As I see, 36 people didn't find room. 50%.
It just says you cannot join the breakout directly, and then it kicks you out of Google Meet. So
you are right.
Some technical glitch probably somewhere.
Someone knows who is the main administrator, because I cannot see Anastasia on the list.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
We have technical issues we are trying to sort out. Just a moment.
if it's okay, we can work in this main principal room if it works for you.
But
so we are having problems in going to the separate rooms, so we try to go to the room 5, for example, and we cannot access them, so we can work in this principal room if it's okay.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
We are the facilitators. We are talking, and then we no problem.
So we are trying to fix the technical issue. If we can do it in 1 minute, we will go through the presentation all together in the principal room. So in the principal call, we will present our organizations.
So as you, Jessica suggests, we are doing this in the general call. So if you're okay, it's okay for you. Jessica, can you introduce yourself? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Antonia. So my name is Jessica Carvalho. I'm from Portugal. I am a gerontologist. I work at Aproximar. Aproximar is a social solidarity cooperative. Sorry, I'm listening some
Sorry,
talking.
yes, someone is talking. Just a moment.
Pues si quieres nos conectamos porque no me acuerdo. Venga, niña, otra vez.
ICM Consultoria, I think, is the culprit. So please mute your microphone because we do get a lot of background noise.
Yes. Hi, everyone. We apologize for the
Sarah, we can't hear you if you are talking.
Oh, sorry. I was telling everyone, thank you. Thank you very much for understanding. We had some technical issues. And yes, please mute your microphones. We apologize for the session rooms, but we are quite a few now. Let's wait just a little bit to see if we can all join this meeting. Thank you for your patience.
Jessica, can you, yes, we can
Okay.
hear you.
So my name is Jessica Carvalho. I'm from Portugal. I am a gerontologist. I work at Aproximar. Aproximar is a social solidarity cooperative based in Lisbon that works across 4 main areas of expertise. We work at criminal justice, education and community, aging field, and the economy and employability. In Aproximar, I am a project manager. I am responsible for the gender equality plan of Aproximar. We have previously implemented a project on intergenerational collaboration in the labor market and retirement preparation. And currently, we are working in a project, SERVE, that is focused on promoting gender equality in the long-term care sector. So my big expectation for this webinar is to learn about the different initiatives and practices that are currently being implemented in this field, and hopefully to explore opportunities for future collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you. Daniela, can you introduce yourself?
Yes,
If it's in one short presentation, it will be great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
as I see, I'm not so many people, women from the north. Spain, Portugal, and I'm from Lithuania. It's raining, cold, it's okay. Let's go to Lithuania. I'm president of National Distance Education Association, and during my life, I initiate a lot of activities, women in ICT, girl in ICT, and I'm representative of Europe Center of Women and Technologies as a coordinator in Lithuania. So many projects connected to the gender issues. Thank you.
Great. So I can see from here to Anna. Yes, Anna.
Yes, hi everyone. So my name is Anna Claudia. I work for the European Disability Forum in Brussels as a youth projects consultant. Currently, I am actually working on 2 Erasmus Plus projects. One is Keep Driven, and it mainly focuses on the participation of young people in public life and democratic life specifically. And the other one is Act for This, that addresses participation of youth in urban development processes, a project where I have the privilege of working with Sarah, actually. Other than that, I'm a civil society expert with nearly 20 years of experience. I started in the NGO sector in Romania, and then Southeast Europe and Western Europe as well. I did address a lot of topics throughout my career so far, mainly, let's say, grouped under this very generous umbrella of democracy and active citizenship. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. As I said before, we have like 1 minute or less. Thank you. So Alina Avadane, sorry for my pronunciation. Alina, are you here? If not, Antonia Velasco.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Antonia Velasco. I am from Spain, but I've been working abroad. I did my studies in UK as an ICT teacher, and I have different projects for teaching, like one of you said, teaching ICT to girls and encouraging girls choosing business computing degrees. Also, I work for one of the main consulting company, ICT consulting company, having projects in Brussels with the European community. And actually, I work as a family coach, and I lead one of the teams for a Germany company, Forwerk. And also, I'm very interested in the intergeneration relations, how to mix and how to lead projects with people from different ages. So, thank you.
Thank you. Carla Lopez. Catarina Resende. Catarina. Claudia Marzola. I feel like a teacher in the classroom. Cristina Dumitru. Daniela Bastos. Denise Moore. So as some of them maybe cannot talk in this moment, anyone who wants to introduce themselves, herself or himself? No? So, Sara Lopez, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. As you mentioned previously, I'm one of the project managers for Intergenderaction. I work for Proportional Message. We are an NGO based in Porto, in Portugal, and our expertise is in providing non-formal educational materials in multiple areas, so from inclusion to sustainability to diversity in the workplace. We have experience in multiple European projects, such as Erasmus, Horizon, SERV, AMIF, and we are open to any sort of collaboration. So if you would like to head into this world of Erasmus and European projects, please contact us.
Thank you. Angela, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again. My name is Angela Seca. I work for GIPFIPAN, which is a French public body under the authority of the French Ministry of Education. We have several vet schools in different sectors, so it's very, very various. On our side, we have the experience in European projects since almost 15 years, especially in Erasmus Plus projects, but also Interreg, because our city, Nice, is very close to the Italian border. So we work a lot with Italy, but also, of course, Spain, Portugal, our close neighbors in Europe. We work in different sectors, of course, always the VET, so the vocational education and training, adult education, but also more in specific as today's project. I really enjoy to work in social innovation, human resources, human issues, let's say, sustainability, and inclusion and diversity. So feel free to reach out if you have any question or if you want to network and to connect, to exchange contacts. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Antonia Nieto. I represent FIPC. FIPC is an association of entrepreneur women in Córdoba, in the south of Spain. We have more than 500 associates, and we work for entrepreneur women to see them, to help them to be active, to be seen in the business market, and also we collaborate in this European project, and we are very happy to connect with any organization who is interested to help women to be in the right place in the business market, in this business sector. So thank you. Anyone want to raise the hand to introduce themselves? Dawn for peace.
Yes, I'm Vola Morozova, and I was the third speaker. I'm a president of Dawn for Peace, but first of all, I'm a person-centered approach counselor, and I adopt my skills in everyday life, and with all women I keep in touch. It was really interesting, Antonia, about the club for women entrepreneurs. We are doing something very similar, and I created a startup Jove in November to give the possibility to many artisans and women to have visibility in a marketplace. So we are creating a pilot now, and hoping in January to launch the first results. And I will contact you on LinkedIn. So working to empower other women was my topic, the women leadership. It's something that I have in my heart, and giving them space. And I imagine it's something like you also do with your association. You told before, to make them be in the right place, in the right moment. That's about connection. And I strongly believe that the future belongs to leaders who can connect people and not just manage them. The leadership in a really additional value to be connected. So it's really a pleasure to be here and to have this chance networking with all these fantastic women, and I cannot see if we have any men, but my imagine only women.
A couple of them. It's not many.
So sorry for discrimination. It's from my point of view. It's my picture. the personal reality. And if you want to contact me, just find in LinkedIn Vola Morozova, or in Google. It's written really complicated, like Dangole, Rutkas. It's so complicated.
Don't worry, I will ask some of the people in the, in this project to give me your name.
Oh,
sorry if I don't understand, if I can write it down, but no problem. I will contact you. I'm an entrepreneur myself, so I represent this organization. But I am actually I'm in my company right now, so it would be a pleasure. Yeah,
thank you so much. Thank you.
So anyone who wants to introduce, not anyone else. So if anyone else wants to, well, I have Anastasia left. Maybe she wants to introduce herself.
Thank you, Antonia. Yes, just a brief introduction for myself. I really thank you, our guest, because I have seen many faces from our partners. I'm representing Antares company from Italy that is part of a big consortium of training organizations based in Rome. And we are working a lot with European projects, especially Erasmus program KA2 in school education and vocational educational training, also with youth sector. We have also social enterprise in our networking companies. So please feel free to contact me if you want to share your expertise and to have contacts. After our webinar, you will receive the contacts if you agreed to share them from the other participants too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anastasia. Jose Carlos.
Hello, Vola, I am a man here in the group. Well, my name is Jose Carlos León. I am the manager in Poderío Training and Research. We are a training organization from Córdoba in Spain. We are focusing the application of different topics such as coaching, emotional intelligence, and soft skills applied to different topics such as education, entrepreneurship, employment, personal and professional development. And so we work with organizations from 1 person to 1,000 members, so from people to organizations. And we are also working, we have a vast experience in international projects. We have participated in more than 80 Erasmus projects on different topics in different areas. So we have a certain expertise in the application from the theory to the practice, and this is what we do. We try to implement what we do in our day-by-day training. We try to transfer it to Europe, and on the other side, what we learn in Europe, we try to bring it to our everyday work. So it's the same as Anastasia said. You will receive a mail with our contact. If at any time you need or you think that we can cooperate, we will be very happy to do it.
Thank you very much. So, anyone else want to raise the hand? If not, I think we are, okay for the final part of this webinar.
Okay, so Sarah and Anastasia, if we have finished this the networking session, we can close the webinar. First of all, thanks to the because we have hack peaks of close to 100 participants. So first of all, thank you for being here in a sunny and warm summer morning. It's been a pleasure, and we really appreciate your presence and participation. Well, just tell you from in representation of the Intergeneraction team that Intergeneraction was born from the experience, from the real experience. Most of us are managers in our companies, in our teams, and we are experiencing every day in the workplace what is happening with this meeting of different generations. As Anastasia explained in the introduction of the project, or Angela, sorry, it was Angela, sorry. This is the first time in the history of the humanity that, according to sociality, we have 4 different generations coming together in the same workplace. And this is, of course, this is a point for conflict, but also a point for growth. It depends on the way we manage. And also for the first time in the history, this comes to the same point with the rise of women as leaders in the workplace. So we are experiencing at the same time the clash of generations, of the clash of genders. And this can be absolutely positive, or this can be a drama. So it depends on how we manage it. In the presentations of the 4 experts, we have had some clues, some key points in order to manage it in a right way. I have taken some headlines from, for instance, Khadidja has mentioned in the development of the project de Galipol, the concept of equality and safety. Daniela has introduced the fantastic topic about not only multi-generational management, but also how to do it in international teams with different cultural biases and approaches and points of view, and also introducing the concept of a new leadership style. Bola introduced the concept very directly and to the point. Recognition of talent, how to get approach to gender equality from a recognition of talent and a new type of leadership, in coincidence with Daniela's introduction. And one sentence is K, equality improves leadership. And finally, Handan, from a coaching perspective, talked about assumptions instead of biases or stereotypes. And one key point, we do not respond to reality. We respond to our interpretation of reality based to our assumptions. If we think a little bit about this, I think that it's a great step forward. We don't respect to reality. We respect to our interpretation about everything, about intergenerational conflicts, about gender-based relationships in the workplace and out of the workplace. So from the Intergeneraction team, I would really thank you for your participation, and that's all. We are here we are on the same page. We are navigating the same wave, and thank you very much for your participation. And this is the most difficult thing for me, because Angela told me yesterday that I had only 5 minutes. You don't know how difficult it is for me to speak only for 5 minutes. So, mission accomplished.
Can I just make a question? How you make this, like, clap the hand on a screen? I see it sometime, but I do not know how to clap a hand.
You have an emoji face on the
yes,
control.
I have.
And if you click
you
on it,
open the world to me.
We're very glad that this was useful.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you for your presence.
Thank you. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.